Right. Welcome to this new podcast. And today I'm going to talk about customers the barbers don't like. Why am I doing this video? Well, because as you will see, a lot of people have experienced some of these situations that I'm going to describe in the next few minutes. First of all, I'll say that I've been doing barbering for more than 20 years, put it like 25 years. Yeah, that's a long time. Often say to customers, I'm overdue for retirement. Overdue retirement. But they say, how long you been cutting hair for? How long have you been barbering for? I'll say pretty often, too long. Too long. To be honest, I'm probably overdue retirement. That's what I say to them. Now look, overnight I came up with this idea and I said, why not talk about these customers? Because some of the customers, they just wind you up. I mean, like, they get you on your nerves. Like, they just set to give you, like, a bad experience. Or they just set to upset you in a way. And you wonder why. Later on, I got to understand that people have, different mentality and different mindsets and different mental strength or mental health. And that might explain some people are paranoid, some people are scared, and they want to perpetuate their fear or project their fear onto somebody else. A lot of people are simply annoying. And I will tell you from my experience as a barber that when I used to work in Manchester, Cut Above Creation, where I worked for like 5 years or 3 years? No, 3 years. I'll say about maybe 2 to 3 years. Yeah. There was a customer that every barber was running away from. There was this mixed race guy that was just annoying. Annoying in the sense that he didn't quite know what he wanted. Or he criticized everybody who does his hair. And therefore, when he shows up, nobody's willing to cut his hair. Nobody's willing to listen to what he's got to say. Nobody is interested. It doesn't matter how much he's paying. People are just running away from him. And everybody will skive him. Everybody will skip him. Everybody will just ignore him. Yeah. One person, because the way it used to work is like, you have like 4 barbers or 5. And then you've got the next available barbers will pick the next client. So the client will go to the next available barber. But maybe sometime one barber number 3 is available, but then he chooses to take his break because he's seen the man. He's seen the guy that nobody wants to cut. Nobody likes cutting anyway. Then he chooses to take his break at that point. Then he's leaving it to the next guy. And sometimes you've seen 2 people taking their break over the issue, because of the issue that represents this customer. I mean, he is annoying. Now, some customers don't understand that. I have customers that will come and stand quite close to the barber. And that is annoying. Standing next to the barber as if I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Whatever you're doing there, I am watching you. I want to see what you're doing so that you don't do anything wrong. But how can you stop somebody from doing something wrong? By just standing right next to him. In fact, you're encouraging this guy. He's working under pressure now. You're encouraging this guy to do something wrong. You are licensing the guy to misbehave. You're putting him under pressure. And he's more likely now to make a mistake. He's more likely now to do something wrong simply because of your pressure, of the unnecessary pressure that you're applying on him, whether it's voluntarily or involuntarily. But that is the problem. Customers don't often realize that they have a human being there and that they will not tolerate themselves being at work and having their boss or their colleague on their ass. They will not tolerate that. So why would they decide to do the same thing to another person that is just trying to do their work? Another thing that customers bring to the game and that barbers don't like is that they will criticize the same barber every single time he does the hair. Right? They criticize the same barber every time he does their hair. They're not quitting him, they're not leaving him, they're not abandoning him, they're not skiving him, they're not going somewhere else. They keep coming back to the same guy, but criticizing him each and every single time. I mean, what the hell, you will say. Other customers, what they do is not giving specific directions, detailed direction, correct direction to the barbers in order to describe the work that they want this barber to carry on. And I'm thinking here about those who say, well, just do the side for now. Then we're going to see later whether we need to cut the top. This is really bad. It is bad. But when someone's doing this again and again, it's even worse. You don't want a customer that pretends that they don't know what they want. You can come up with a picture, but just do it like that picture there. And then it turns out the picture that the guy showed you, well, had very little to do with what he actually wanted in the end. Because you're going round the corners, round, to just come back to this place here. No, make it simple. I want a number 1 on top. I want a number 2 on top. I want a number 3 on top. And I want skin on the side. I want a low fade. I want like medium fade. I want like a high fade. Just be specific. Oh, no. Just do it like that picture there. That picture ain't telling the guy what level, what combs were used. It's very hard, and customers don't understand that. It's very hard to work out what actual size is used, whether it's at the top, at the bottom, or on the side. It is hard. And most of the time, you cannot crack it. And the customer that will show up and say, come on, you do it. Oh, you're a barber, you're a pro, you know how to do it, you know what to do. And you know you're going for a long mission. Because he's going to tell you, yeah, can you do the top a little bit more? Mate, I read the top there and I told you that's number 2 there. And you agreed that you wanted it like that. And I done exactly that. And then you're like, no, 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 you cut it shorter. Damn, customers don't like this. Well, I keep saying customers. Barbers don't like this type of customers. Here's the next one for you. Parent with kids. Now you have to put two categories on that. The parent with kids that are way too young to have their hair cut. Just they don't understand what's going on. The parent with kids, they understand what's going on, but they choose to kick off or they don't like it, and they will decide to make your life a misery. And guess what the parent is saying? The parent is saying, or the carer is saying, damn, that's your job. You should know how to do this. You're a barber. You're the barber. You should know how to do this. Surely you got trained how to do this. I don't know if anybody ever get trained on cutting kids' hair. No. I'm yet to see that. Where? Where do you get trained to cut baby's hair? You don't. That's one side of the story. The other side of the story is these customers, these parents, believe somehow that the kid's haircut should cost less than an adult haircut. How? How? You tell me how. You say, oh no, not all kids misbehave on a chair. Correct. But most of them do. So you tell me how the job gets easier if you're cutting, let's say, an unsteady and how would I say that? How would I qualify this? If you're cutting one of these child that doesn't understand or doesn't like what you're doing, doesn't like having his hair cut, I have a golden rule. I don't cut children under 2 years old. I don't. I have another golden rule. Is if a child at any point says, no, I don't want my hair cut, that is a no that you want to stop the job. Yeah. If a child says it, that's the no you need to stop the job. Because the same parent, when something goes wrong, is going to use that no. But he said that he didn't want the haircut. You decided to carry on. They kind of turn a blind eye on the pressure that they've been putting on you to do the job or to get the job done. And guess what? The third problem with this is that they still want the kids to have a good haircut. Despite all the trouble, despite all the problems, they still want the child to have a good haircut. How is it possible? It's like you trying to fry an egg and somebody constantly move the fry pan. Somebody constantly changes the position of the fry pan. I mean, how are you going to get the eggs onto the fry pan? Impossible. So these few things I told you, well, these are the things that barbers don't like. I don't know a single barber that does like it. If you're one of those, leave it in the comment section below, because I'd love to know what magic you do in order to cope with these few issues that I've raised there. I was about to forget one. As parents bringing their clippers for barbers to cut their hair. Hell no, don't do this. This sucks. Don't do this. Don't do this. In the next video, I'm going to clarify those at least 10 points or 10 situations that barbers should avoid. 10 situations the barbers don't like. 10 situations that will cause stress and discomfort and create a lack of empathy. I mean, like, If a barber is uncomfortable with the job, the last thing he wants to do is to give you a good haircut. The first thing he wants to do is for you to leave that chair. Just go. Go. I don't even care whether you're paying or you're not paying. So it's not worth the trouble. So remember that. Always remember that if you go to a barber. And then these are the ones, barbers that go around bitching about the previous barber and talking about the other barbers. Or customers that go around bitching about the other barbers and talking bad about the other hairdressers and stuff. I have a golden rule on that one. I don't comment on other barbers' job. Well, if asked to. Yeah. If asked to comment on it, I don't comment on it. So don't bring it here. Go back to the barber. Speak to him. Tell him what he's done wrong. Tell him how to fix it. Tell him what you want. Don't go around seeing other people who have nothing to do with the job. We're not there when you were giving instruction to this barber to actually put a judgment on the job that they did not request or recommend or understand themselves, or they were not present when the instructions were given. So, guys, barbers are human. Barbers have a heart. They have a soul. They have, feelings. And the last thing you want is to fall out with your barber and still remain in love with his job, with his service, with his talent, with his expertise. So guys, don't do it. Behave and take note of all these points that I've raised today, and you will have a successful and beautiful relationship with your barber and hairdresser. It works both for women and men. Although there's some few variations. I mean, why do you keep coming back to the same barber and criticize him every single time? Why not go somewhere else? A reasonable, a normal human being will not go back to a place where he does not get the best service, or to a place where he believes he's not treated well. Who keep going back to his abuser? Nobody does that. So stop that nonsense and start being appreciative of what the barber can do for you, what the barbers achieve for you. No barber sets up from home, going to work and saying to himself, I'm going to mess some guy's hair up today. No, doesn't happen. Doesn't work like that. So yeah, whereas some customers have come to the point where they realize, or they believe, that some barbers were set out there to go and damage people's hair. Yeah, if a guy is not experienced enough, not experienced barber, not qualified barber, no how can I say this? No good barber will set out there to mess someone's hair up. Even the apprentice, he doesn't set out to mess someone's hair up. He's setting out there to actually do a good job. But it just happens that he doesn't have the skills, the full set of skills required to achieve a good job. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get there. But he's not going to do this free cutting animals' hair. He's got to do this free cutting some human being hair. And now how to do it? He had to do it through being supervised and somebody coaching him very closely in order for him to be learning, but also for the customer to be satisfied that somebody else will have a look at the job and fix it. It takes long to get it done by somebody else. It does. So that's it for this video. Leave your comment in the comment section below. I'm making another one very shortly, and I hope that you will leave enough comments below to make this an interesting debate.